Well, hello there. Welcome to the Obi Thorn Alliance. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Luke.
And in today's video, we are doing a trailer reaction / review to The Joker Part 2. If you like the sound of that, like and subscribe and stick around.
The Joker 2, I'm not even going to try and pronounce what this is called. It's Folio a Deux. Obviously French. We looked it up. It means to basically descend into madness. So I guess it's going to fill in these blanks of how the Joker got even more crazy. And then obviously we know Harley Quinn's going to be featured in this, played by Lady Gaga. Instead of talking about all the facts, let's watch the trailer and then we can discuss what we've seen.
Indeed. Wakey wakey.
Take flight. You got a joke for us today?
Ooh. There she is.
We use music to make us whole,
Holy Spirit.
to balance the fractures within ourselves.
I'm nobody.
Nobody.
I haven't done anything with my life like you have. Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. Oh.
Tell us, what's changed, Arthur? I'll tell you what's changed.
A woman's change.
That's what we should be talking about.
I want to see the real you.
So as we saw in that, it's coming out on the 4th of October, so we got a little bit to wait.
Indeed.
I know it was my most anticipated film of the year. Where did you have it ranked, or did you put it on your list?
Second.
Second? Do you still feel the same way?
I think it's definitely going to be a better movie than Deadpool and Wolverine. But the Marvel fan in me had that movie at number 1. But I think The Joker is going to be better, the best movie of the year, and even Dune 2.
I'm really pumped about this. When I heard a couple of weeks ago that it was going to be a jukebox musical. So first we heard it was going to be a musical. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a bit weird. How's that going to work? And then I heard it's going to be a jukebox musical, which this is a term I hadn't heard before, meaning that it's going to have non-original songs in it. So it's rumored that it's going to have 15 covers in this film, with maybe 1 or 2 originals, or maybe like there might be a medley or something in there. That, I was like, oh, that could be a bit weird. But after seeing the trailer, I just really think it's going to work. Because I don't think it's going to be them breaking into song and dance. I think it's going to be more, as
Their
we saw.
mind.
Yeah, we saw. Well, it's going to be in their mind, but as we saw there, they were kind of, they were dancing and acting out things. But I don't think it's going to be him walking down the prison halls like belting out songs. I think they're going to find a way to make it really quirky and work. And yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think it might be the best film of the year, and it could win some awards because we saw what happened at the first one, and this is just going to be different. I'm excited to see something original for once. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like so many movies that come out are just the same thing. This just looks wildly different. I can't think of anything you could compare it to.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So what are some other things we know? So we've got Todd Phillips as the director. I hadn't heard the name, but when we looked it up, the face was recognisable. Weirdly known for comedies. He's done The Hangover, Old School, and Road Trip, which are three of my favourite comedies. And obviously he did Joker 1. So it's a bit of a difference from his other things he's done. Who's starring in this film?
Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga.
Yeah, so you reckon we'll see Lady Gaga sing? Like, I reckon Joaquin Phoenix is probably going to be miming or not singing.
Yeah.
But surely she's got to belt out a tune.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. Obviously, Warner Brothers and DC Studios are making this. We know it's coming out in October. So what do you think about the idea that they said that the first one was going to be a standalone film and then now they decided to make a second one? Why did they do that?
Well, originally it was meant to be a standalone as a standalone Elseworld movie, but because of how much money it made $1 billion, obviously they're going to make a sequel. So money changes what people say. Obviously we want money, so that's why.
So yeah, it was rumored that the original film was around $50 to $75 million to make, and it made $1 billion. So it made somewhere between 10 to 20 times its budget back. So they make a second one. It'd be very odd if this movie didn't make more money than the first one, because you're going to have the original people wanting to see it, plus others that probably watched it later, not at the cinemas, watch it streaming, go, well, I want to see this now. And being musical, you probably want to see it in a big arena and see the good sound system. So it'll probably make more. So they said it took $2 million to make this one, so a bit more money, but I think they'll make their money back pretty easily.
Yeah.
I think they only need, 20% of the people that went to see the first film to make their money back, so I'd be very surprised if 80% of people that saw it didn't want to go watch it again. What did you see in there that you liked? What are you looking forward to?
How the movie was filmed, the cinematography of the singing and the umbrellas showing the different colours. I liked how the director is taking chances with actually filming the movie, and the musical aspect I think makes this, even though it's a sequel, it feels like a different movie, and I like that aspect about the movie. Unlike, I'm sorry to say, Dune 2, it's just bigger because of epicness of war and stuff like that. This feels like a sequel with changing things up.
Yeah, I agree. It is. I think the cinematography is what looks good about it. It's a lot of dark and gritty. There's not going to be very big wide pan shots. There's not going to be a whole lot of action. We saw a car chase and maybe an explosion, and by the looks of it, it probably looks like that's not CGI. They actually probably did crash a car and did blow it up, which I do like it when films do that. Obviously, Dune can't create sandworms, so there's things that have to be CGI in other films, but I think it can work for that. Is there anything you noticed in there about Lady Gaga and Harley Quinn? Does it look like she might be a bit of a different role than what we've seen usually of her?
Yes, unlike her role as Margot Robbie, she's actually part prisoner herself.
Yeah, so as far as I'm aware, most versions of Harley Quinn, she was a therapist, a psychiatrist, or a psychologist. She worked at the Arkham Asylum and kind of fell in love with her patient, but this looks as though, and I did some research, she is going to be an inmate herself. Do you think that's better, worse, or it just makes sense for this film?
I guess this is going with its own original storyline, and I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it. I think it makes more sense for her to be the therapist. I think that's kind of a cool idea, that it's so taboo that she falls in love with him because she spends time with him. But I don't think it could work. Like, how many scenes can you have of that in this film to get these 15 musical numbers and to really build this descent into madness? So I think it needs to happen with the film, and I think it'll be cool. What else did you notice in there that you're looking forward to?
Of course, his iconic laugh.
Yeah, I like that his laugh is generally crazy. I think some of the other ones are kind of put on and over the top, where that's like, he looks like a madman. I like the part where she, at the end, she drew the smile.
Oh, yeah.
And then he moved into the right frame, and I just think that's really cool and clever camera work. I like that sort of stuff more than just CGI explosions. What did you notice about some of the scenes? Obviously, we saw some where they weren't in the prison. What do you think that means? Are they going to break out of Arkham? They're going to be released? Or is it going to be flashbacks? Why do you think they're showing that?
Yeah, it does seem like something will happen there, that they'll get out because he was in prison and she wasn't, or maybe it's all part of his imagination, who knows?
Yeah, my thought is I reckon maybe they start as inmates, she gets out first, and that's where we see that kind of scene where she draws on the glass, and then maybe she helps break him out. But then you also see them dancing out of a courtroom. Well, I thought it looked like a courtroom, so maybe he just gets out because... What did he... I know he incited violence in the first film, but did he kill people?
He killed one person, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe this film could be set over him being in jail in a few times for like a certain amount of time, a few years, and he gets out, he served his sentence. I don't know, but I must say I'm just looking forward to it. So what's your excitement level?
A 10.
I'm going to go the same. I think a 10. I think for a movie that I had a high expectations for, the trailer looks like it's probably going to match those. So I'm looking forward to it. Comes out right around my birthday, so I'll probably go see it in gold class. Says it was made for IMAX, but I don't know if I could put myself through IMAX again. The right in your face, it's just not for me. So
yeah. As always, let us know your excitement level. Be very curious to know. And as always, you're awesome and keep being awesome, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.